Hello and welcome to MidEast In Depth. Today we will be looking at a story looking at King Salman's new rule in Saudi Arabia and a story about President Obama's legacy in the Middle East. Based in Beirut, Michael Young believes these days whenever criticism is leveled at the Obama administration's Mideast policy, one finds sympathetic voices in the United States defending Barack Obama. The gist of this argument, he says, is that this approach merely downplays the responsibility of regional states for the chaos in the Arab world. He adds, perhaps, but in the past 6 years, the region has been through monumental transformations at a time when the United States has irresponsibly disengaged from the region. Washington's policies have been ill-adapted to dynamics in the affected countries. Even worse, Michael Young argues the US administration has done little to adjust as its policy failures have multiplied. Most perniciously, it has misinterpreted its options in order to avoid taking action. He says while it's true that the Arab world would probably have gone through the tumult of recent years, whatever the United States had done, the Obama administration could not have picked a worse time to extricate itself. Young believes in many respects this only ensured that the situation would become even more dangerous. The writer adds the president is not backed by majorities in the House and the Senate, which can only handicap his foreign relations, but it is also true that his withdrawal from the Middle East has not been unpopular among many in Congress or the public. He says indeed Obama's catastrophic negligence of the region is a consequence of the fact that there has been no price to pay for this at home, nor is there any indication that the White House feels the need to act very differently today. The writer adds, only a fool would argue that the US pays no price for the disintegration of the region. Obama intervened against ISIS on the assumption that something had to be done. The article concludes the region has suffered, as has American credibility, while the framework of American power in the region has been overhauled. But such transformations must usually be conducted carefully. Obama has done so recklessly, amateurishly, creating a vacuum that has only exacerbated the traumas afflicting the region. And Bruce Riedel writes an article in Washington-based Al Monitor. He looks at steps that the new Saudi King Salman has taken to establish his control over the kingdom. Salman's son Mohammed has now become a key player in keeping with the Saudi monarchical tradition. The Saudi succession from King Abdullah to King Salman was a model of stability. As expected, the heir apparent ascended to the throne and the third in line moved up to be the new crown prince. Salman also moved one of his younger sons, Prince Mohammed bin Salman, into two key positions, Minister of Defense and Chief of the Royal Court. At 34, Prince Mohammed is by far the youngest Saudi in a senior decision-making role. Mohammed now presides over the royal court, a position of immense power in an absolute monarchy, especially when the aging monarch has health concerns. It also makes him commander of the royal guard in practice. As defense minister, Prince Mohammed also controls the regular armed forces, a huge bureaucracy and a budget that engages in massive arms purchases from the United States and other countries. Prince Mohammed has sought to portray himself in the Saudi media, much of which is owned by his father, as the leader of a younger generation of Saudis. The intricacies of royal family politics in Saudi Arabia are the subject of endless speculation outside and inside the kingdom. Prince Mohammed is sure to be the topic of much speculation to come. He is the prince to watch. That was it for today's brief analysis. For more updates, please visit levant.tv. You could also subscribe to MidEast In Depth on iTunes. Thanks for watching and bye for now.